friends. This is Shefali Rahul Gutke, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department at Tulsi Ramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, accredited with NAC A+ grade. I'm going to teach you geotechnical engineering subject in which we will going to discuss about the type of soil. Okay, so let's start. See, Carl Terzaghi is the father of soil mechanics. His first book of soil mechanics is published in 1925. Okay, so the soil is nothing but it is the uppermost layer of earth crust. Soil is the medium in which the plants can grow and thus it supports the lives on the earth. Now, the basic question which comes in our mind is what is soil? So basically, soil is nothing but it is a thin layer of a loose mixture of a small rocks particle and the rotting organic matter that covers much of the world's land surface. See, the process of formation of soil is termed as pedogenesis, right? And the soil is formed due to the weathering of the rocks, which is mainly carried out in physically or chemically. So, how soil formation takes place? Basically, soil formation, it is not a short process, it is a very long process. Actually, it begins with the weathering of the rocks into a smaller fragments. The rocks are also worn away by the agents of erosions like river, wind, sea, and the glacier. These all are the physical agencies. The sediments and the tiny rock particles are then deposited by the agents of erosion. The accumulation of such sediment over the ages form soils. Eventually, the plants that grows on the soil shed their lives which decay to form the topmost layer of the soil which is called as humus. Basically, India is primarily an agricultural country, right? So, the success of agricultural depends upon the fertility of the soil. It means the success of a country is basically depends upon how the fertile is the soil. Then the soil of India are classified into the following main groups, which depending upon the rock cover and climatic conditions. The soil of India, on the basis of their formation, are divided into mainly two categories. First one is residual soil and second one is transported soil. See, if the weathered rock material is retained over same parent rock, then the soil is termed as residual soil. Remember, and if suppose it is transported, then the soil is termed as transported soil. The major groups of soils are as follows, like these are the types of soils: alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, desert soil, mountain soil, saline soil, and alkali soil. And last one is petty and marshy soil. Let's discuss about what is black soil. See, the black soils are mainly found over the Deccan Traps, which includes the Maharashtra region, Madhya Pradesh region, Gujarat, and Andhra Pradesh. These soil are basically found in the river valley of Narmada, Tapi, Godavari, and Krishna. This soil have been formed due to the weathering of lava rock. As you know, lava, it is the ultimate version of magma, correct? This soil is also known as regular soil and cotton soil. So these soil basically are rich in lime. Always remember, black soil also called as regular soil and cotton soil. These are some pictures of black soil. As you can see in this picture, this is black in color. So we can easily identify this is black soil. Black soil contains high clay. They swells easily and becomes sticky when wet and shrinks when it dried. During the dry season, this soil develops the white cracks because it is rich in lime and iron, magnesia and alumina. It also contains some amount of potash. But this soil, remember, lack in phosphorus, nitrogen and organic matter. The color of this soil ranges from deep black of gray, which is highly most retentive. Black soil is also known as black cotton soil because it is dark in color. So it is suitable for cotton cultivation. Are the residual soil, that is, they are formed at the places of their origin, okay, over the underlying rocks. These soils are formed in situ, that is, formed basically where they are formed. Therefore, they are essentially formed by the weathering of a Deccan trap. This soil spreads over about an area of 5.4 square kilometer. That is, it is almost captured 20% of the total land of the country. So, the next soil is red soil. The red soils are found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, Telangana, Nilgiris, some region of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and the periphery areas of Deccan Plateau. These soils have been formed due to the decomposition of underlying igneous rocks under the heavy rainfall. These are suitable for the cultivation of millets, pulses, linseed, tobaccos, etc. This soil are basically poor in lime, nitrogen and humus. Because these soils are rich in potash, so it become fertile with the proper use of fertilizers and irrigation. This soil is basically having deficiency of nitrogen, lime, magnesia, humus and phosphate. This is the picture of red soil. So let's talk about the characteristics of red soil. The red soils are reddish in nature, correct? Due to the presence of iron. Yes, because of the presence of iron, it is having red in color. This type of soil basically found in the South India as well as in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, which is formed due to the weathering of Asian crystalline and metamorphic rocks. The parent rocks are acid, granite, and genesis. The red soil occupy an area of about 3.5 lakhs square meter. It means 10.6% of the total land area of the country. These soil are basically transported type of soil which found at a depth of 500 meter. This soil is usually coarser in the upper section of the valley, which is medium in the middle and the finest in the delta region. These are basically mostly light in color depending upon new or old alluvium. Next soil is laterite soil. Laterite is a Latin word, okay, which means brick. The laterite soil are the soil which are formed under the condition of high temperature and because of the heavy rainfall with the alternate wet and dry periods. Thus, its formation takes place strictly under the monsoon condition because it requires the heavy rainfall. Then the residual soil, which is formed by the leaching in the areas of heavy rain. Now, the question is coming in our mind is what is leaching? So basically, leaching is a process in which the nutrients gets percolated down below the soil due to the heavy rainfall, thus leaving the top soil fertile, which is also called as desilication process. So these are the pictures of laterite, which resemble like a brick. So basically, the laterite covers an area of about 2.4 square kilometers. These soils are found basically in the northern eastern state of Meghalaya in India, which is coarser in texture, soft and friable. These red soil, due to the presence of iron oxide, which is formed by the leaching. By the leaching process, it is having red in color. The soluble plant food like potash are removed from the topsoil, leaving the alumina and iron oxides. A porous soil, silica is removed from its biochemical action. Then this soil is poor in lime, obviously, and magnesium and deficient in nitrogen. The laterite soil is formed by the weathering of a laterite rocks, which is low in temperature and heavy rainfall with alternating dry and wet period. So this soil basically requires a heavy rainfall. Then there are two types of laterite soil. First one is upland and second one is lowland laterites. Now, what is upland laterite? The upland laterite are formed over the hills and uplands. From they were transported by the streams towards the lowland. So, such transported soil are known as lowland laterites. The laterite soil does not retain the moisture and hence it is not fertile. It suits only the special crops for the cultivations like tapioca, cashew nuts, etc. It is basically acidic in nature as alkalis are leached in the leaching process, which is also called as desilication. The laterite soil are found on the highland areas of the plateau. These are found in Karnataka region, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and the hilly region of Assam, Rajmahal Hills, and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Some parts of the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Then coming to a next type of soil, that is alluvial soil. See, alluvial soil are formed because of the depositional pattern. So they are depositional soil which is transported and deposited by the rivers and the streams. Alluvial soil is also called as riverine soil because it covers about 40% of the land of the country. Through a narrow corridor in Rajasthan, they extended into the plains of Gujarat. In India, alluvial soil are mostly found in the Great Northern Plains, then the coastal plains and the river deltas. These alluvial soil are basically formed by the deposition of the fine sediments and silt by the river along their beds. As you can see in this picture, these soil are basically formed on the river bed. In peninsular region, they are found in the deltas of east coast and in the river valleys. These soil originated from the transported alluvium which is brought by the rivers. So they can be divided into the two categories. First one is young Khadar soil and second one is old Bhangar soils. So the young Khadar soil, these are newer alluvium of a sandy which pale brown in color found in the lower areas of a valley bottom, which are flooded almost every year. Next one is old Bangar soil. This soil consists of older alluvium of a clay composition which is dark in color. The nature of the this soil is basically they are coarser in nature, which contains the conker, that is lime nodules, than pebbles, gravels. They are found almost 30 meter above the flood level of the rivers. They basically represent the riverine alluvium because they basically found at the coast, which is brought down by the Satluj, Yamuna, Ghagra, and the other rivers of Indo-Gangetic plains. These soils are the most widespread soils, which covering an area of 8 lakh square kilometer from Punjab to Assam. These soil basically are found in the river basin, floodplains, and the coastal areas. These soils are deep soils which is rich in potash but obviously poor in nitrogen. These soils are covering almost 22.16% of the total area of India. The major river which are contributing in the formation of the alluvial soils are Ganga River, Brahmaputra River, Satluj River, Mahanadi River, Godavari River, and Krishna River. So, the next type of soil is desert soil. These soil are basically found in the desert areas. So, the desert soil contains the soluble salts, which originated by the mechanical disintegration and because of the wind deposition. These soils are porous and coarser in nature. About 90% of the sand and 5% of the clay which forms the desert soil. These soil basically rich in nitrogen and the phosphates, but poor in nitrogen and humus, which is friable, sandy, and low moist content. Next type is mountain soil. Mountain means the soil which found in basically in hilly slopes. So, which is ultimately found by the deposition of the organic matter from the forest, which is rich in humus, poor in potash and lime. The area which covers the mountainous soil is Assam, Kashmir, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. These soil are basically good for the cultivation of a crops like tea, coffee, spices, and tropical fruits. Next type is saline and alkaline soil. The saline and alkaline soil contains the salts like sodium, magnesium, calcium, infertile, unfit for cultivation. Obviously, because it is high in salt, correct? So it will be unfit for the cultivation, which is sandy to loam in nature. The areas which cover this type of soil is basically the part of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, UP, and Maharashtra. Last type is peaty and marshy soil. Peaty and marshy soil occurs in humid regions, which is formed by the accumulation of organic matter, which is also black in color. It is highly acidic and heavy. The area which covers this type of soil is Kottayam and Alippi in Kerala, some coastal parts of Orissa, then the Sundarban of West Bengal. So basically, these are the types of soil. Thank you.